And now, it's time for another Dice Tower review with the Game Boy Geek.
Imagine if you were an invention. Which one would you be? Imagine if Obama were a monster. Which one would he be? Those are the fun types of things you get to figure out in Imagine If. It's a light party game for 3 to 8 people, ages 12 and up. It's a lot of fun. We're going to take it out, show you the components, show you how the game's played, and we're going to see if you can imagine how much fun this can be. To set up the game, essentially what you do is you write different people's names in the different spots around here. Here I've got Mom and Dad, I've got Grandpa and Grandma. Here I just happen to put my pets' names, Buster and Prince Harry. And sometimes if you're with people and you're playing this game with people that don't really know each other really well, or they've never met before, sometimes it's good to actually put people, either fictitious characters or famous people in there too, because then at least they know enough about that person, probably both of them, to do that. So sometimes that's really fun too. So the way it works is somebody goes first and they're going to roll a dice. And this is going to say 2. And this gray marker can now move 2 either way. So it could either be Buster or Grandma. So let's say it goes to Grandma. The person that rolled this dice gets to pick a card here. And let's just take a look at the card. And it says, imagine if Grandma were a writing implement. Which one would he or she be? And you have number 1, fountain pen, a keyboard, chalk, a ballpoint pen, a crayon, or spray paint. And so everybody that's playing has these cards of their color. All the tokens here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 players on this game. They all have different colored tokens. If I'm the yellow person, I'm going to have 6 yellow cards, each with the numbers. And so if I think that Grandma were a fountain pen, I would put number 1 and I would put it down face down. Everybody puts their cards face down so nobody can see. Once everybody's voted, everybody flips it up. And the answer, the people that have the majority vote are the people that get to move. So if out of all the people playing, the majority of them played number 1, anybody that played number 1 would simply move their token from the start up 1. So maybe black, green, yellow, blue, and orange all picked 1, and then these guys didn't do anything, so they didn't go. Now, if the person who rolled the die also was one of the ones that picked 1, let's say it was orange, they get to move 2. So that's that. So then the play goes on to the next person. This card goes away. And a new card, the person rolls the die. It's a 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They could go to Obama, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or Buster. And they could pick which one they want, and then another card would be read. For example, imagine if Obama were on a 10-hour car trip, which would upset him the most? Being stuck behind a little old lady traveling 30 miles an hour, running over a bunny rabbit, children fighting in the back seat, a small scratch on the paintwork, sound system breaks down, or mobile phone goes out of range. Which one of those would be it? And then they vote that way. Now there is another thing to know about. So everybody moves in that way, and the first person that gets into the Imaginiff square in the center wins. Now there is another thing here, is there's a challenge spot. If when you roll the die it ends up in the challenge spot, you get to pick one other person in the game to do this with. And only you and that person get to do this card, and if you both guess the same answer, you both go forward 4 spaces. If you get it incorrect, you both go backwards 2 spaces. So the challenge can be really good, or it could really hurt you. So let's take a look at some of the other cards that are here. So it always starts with Imagine If blank. Imagine if blank, and the blank is the person on the board that was selected in the rounds of all the names. Imagine if they were a store manager. Which would they be? Dairy Queen, Victoria's Secret, Burger King, Kmart, All for a Dollar, Banana Republic. Imagine if someone had $1 million, how much would he or she most like to have made it? Sporting prowess, brilliant invention, sheer hard work, class action lawsuit, winning the lottery, show business. And the cool part about this game is a lot of times when it's you, when you're the person that this card is about, you might think one thing about you, but everybody else thinks something different, and you get to learn about what people really think about you. It's really interesting. Another one, if someone rolls one of these bonus cards, they get to keep this card in their hand. Now, if at some point a card comes up, and it could be anybody's card, imagine if blank could enjoy one of little life's luxuries every day. Which would he or she choose? If you feel confident, if you have the bonus card and you feel confident that you know you're going to get this right, well, then you can throw down the bonus card along with your vote, and if you get it right, you get to move 2 extra bonus spaces. So that's an extra bonus card. And essentially that's how it's played. And everybody keeps doing this all the way until someone gets to the middle square, the middle circle that says Imaginiff. Well, there you have Imaginiff. So what do I think? I really like this party game. This is one of the ones that's most requested. In fact, just recently we had International Tabletop Day here at the house. We played tons of games. We stuck little name tags on people, and everybody got to say what their favorite game was. And one of them was Imaginiff, actually, before they even got here. They didn't even know I had it. So we brought it out, we played. It's a lot of fun. The cool thing is when you answer a question about yourself, and you're like, oh, this is so obvious. I know I'm this. And everybody else all agree that they think you're something else, and you go, oh, you guys really think I would be that? Why? And then they start answering why they think you would be this. And you're like, oh. And it's really interesting because your perception of yourself isn't always what everybody else's perception of you is. And it's really fun to figure these things out. It's kind of a light laughter game. The other fun thing to do is if there's not 80 of you there, or if there's, someone doesn't want to be on the board, you can use someone that everybody knows, like Obama, or some other public figure that everybody kind of knows. And then when it gets to that, when you talk about that person or that thing, it's fun because then the pressure's off, always focusing on the people that are at the game. So I like that variation. Overall, the gameplay is pretty quick. It's over in about 30 to 40 minutes, depending on the amount of people you play with. And it's a lot of fun. It's going to have a lot of laughs. You're going to learn a lot about yourself. You're going to learn a lot of what about people think of you. You might think what people know of you, but you'll be surprised to find out that what people think of you is probably different than what you think of yourself. And it's fun to do it the other way too, when someone else is up and they think something of themselves and you think something totally different. It's just fun because it's a good relational game. It's good fun. You'll have a lot of laughs. I'd recommend it. It's a pretty good party game.
Thanks so much for watching the Dice Tower videos. Find more great videos and reviews, as well as our top-rated audio podcast at Dicetower.com. You can also find other great shows at Dicetowernetwork.com. I'm Eric Summerer, and you've been watching The Dice Tower. The Dice Tower is sponsored by Cool Stuff Inc., where you can find great games for great prices. Cool stuff in stock. Check them out at CoolStuffInc.com.